Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my 8th update for the Partners in Cream Project Pan. This is a collaborative project pan where we're focused on using liquid and cream beauty products. It doesn't have to be just exclusively makeup. It could be any number of beauty categories, like it could be fragrance, nail polish, lipstick, blush, whatever you so choose. And this amazing project pan was created by Steph and Delyn. I will have both of their channels linked down in the description box as well as in the end card of today's video, so you should definitely go and check them out. And I will of course be linking all of the other information that you need to know about this project, including the playlist and the hashtag, so you can check out this project pan from other creators as well. This project you can focus on anything between 3 to 6 products, and it is a rolling style project if you so choose. You can kind of vary how many products you want to work on. I've chosen to pretty much always work on the maximum of 6 products because I like to challenge myself, I guess. I don't know. But I've kind of adopted this idea from Haley this year. She wanted to focus on doing 3 items that she was going to try to use up and 3 items that had a usage goal. And I thought that was so great. It ends up being a really good way to not only use up items from my collection, because that's really my end goal with project panning, but also to be able to rotate through my collection and get use out of some other cream products that may otherwise just be left untouched. So it's been a really good balance between the two. So I've got all 6 products that I've been focusing on for the past month in front of me here, and I just want to share them with you. The first 3 are going to be the items that I'm trying to use up in their entirety. The first one being the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I have mine in the shade Light Warm, and this is a very brightening color on me at this time of year. However, it is something that I can wear all year round, and I was anticipating that my progress on this was going to be a lot quicker than it has proven to be. Oh my goodness, it's wild to me that I've had this in this project for several months and I still feel like there's not a ton of visible progress. There's a tiny bit of like a window maybe happening, or I made that up in my head. I'm not sure, like right here at the bottom of the tube, but that's it in terms of any sort of visible change in the product. So this will be around for a couple more months, I'm sure, but I'm really hoping to make a more like an impressive kind of dent in it in the coming month. I have been wearing it underneath my eyes and as an eyeshadow primer and as like a highlighting kind of concealer across my face on occasion. I just feel like I used to love this. I used to feel like it was a really beautiful concealer formula, but I guess my taste has kind of changed, or maybe the product itself has changed because I have had this in my collection for a couple years. I did go through one of these in the past many years ago and I really loved it. I flew through it at that time, so I was expecting that to be the case this time around, but it has proven not to be, so I'm just gonna keep on working on it and hopefully it'll be done by the end of this year. I'm not so sure. I'm not convinced yet, but that's all right. And then the next product I have here is the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche lipstick in the shade Honeycomb. Again, I'm trying to finish this off. This is a beautiful lipstick. It's like a beigey kind of color on my skin. It's like a beige nude for me personally. I think it's absolutely stunning, but I'm really moving quite slowly with this as well. When I rolled into this project, I thought I'm not going to try to ensure that I use it up in a really quick amount of time because I love it and I want to enjoy getting use out of it. And this color is just so stunning. I'm wearing it today actually mixed with a different product, which I'll talk about very soon. And so I created more of like a mauve-y kind of color out of it almost, as opposed to it being like that cool kind of beigey color. But I have been thoroughly enjoying it, making steady progress on it, and happy to be reaching for it as much as I have this past year instead of just letting it go bad in my collection because it's something that I love and I want to like hold on to and keep it precious. I'm happy to actually be using it. It feels really good. And then this next product here is a Colourpop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Blow Me Out. This was a limited edition highlighter from Colourpop long ago, back when I used to purchase a lot of Colourpop. My goal with it is to finish it off, of course, as I already said, and it is slow going again. All of my products that I'm trying to use up in their entirety, I chose really challenging items, so this is much more slow going than I think I initially had anticipated it would be, but I'm still working through it. Every day I do tend to reach for it in some capacity. Some days I wear it underneath of my base products, and some days I wear it on top as like a kind of more targeted highlight. Some days I wear it just as the only thing on my skin, whatever. Some days I wear it on my shoulders, like today I have it on the front of my shoulders here as well as on my collarbones. So I've been able to get a ton of use out of it. I just haven't seen the visible progress that I was expecting. I thought I was gonna kind of like fly through this because I can wear it on my body, but you really need very little product and it is very, very impactful. So you just don't need to use a lot. And as you can see, it kind of looks maybe a little bit orangey on my hand there when I kind of move it in the light, but on my face, if I kind of wear it blended into my bronzer, I am wearing it today, I feel like it doesn't leave that stark cast. So I have been really liking it. I feel like it's a really beautiful color and really beautiful formula. I really do like the Super Shock Cheeks because they are that creamy kind of formula, but they seem to set down a little bit without being like powdery or tight. And I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I don't know that I'm gonna finish it off by the end of this year. I really don't know, especially as I like go into the cooler months and I lose my summer tan. I may not feel compelled to reach for that product, or maybe a little bit more challenging. So I'm gonna keep using it as much as I can while it still is a little bit warmer. I can still have my shoulders and legs out right now sometimes. So I'm gonna try to just power through it as much as possible and make some really good progress so that possibly in the future I can finish it off sooner than later. And then the remaining products I have here in front of me are the 3 that I have usage goals on. All of the goals vary and it's just kind of product dependent on what I'm feeling in the moment that I roll it into this project. But the first item I have here is this Charlotte Tilbury Color Chameleon. This is a chubby eye pencil and this is in the shade Amber Haze. This is a gorgeous, almost like smoky, cool toned bronze color. Really beautiful. I've come to actually quite enjoy this through using it in this project. I had really not expected that I would like it. I really like wearing it in my waterline and on my lower lash line, and I do enjoy wearing it on the lids as well, but I do find that to be a little bit more challenging for myself because I have hooded, oily lids, so it can crease a little bit. I have to set it down with something else and I have to work in very light layers in order to get the impact that I want with this. But it has been really good to kind of play with this and get to know this product a little bit better. Sorry, I'm just pulling up my notes here. My goal with this was to use it 10 times in this project, so I was able to really get to know it and play with it and figure out how I liked it. Previous to today's update, I had reached for it 7 times and I did reach for it those additional 3 times this past month. That really wasn't a challenge, so it feels good to have used it 10 times. Honestly, if I didn't put in this project, I may have not reached for it 10 times this year because I was a little bit intimidated by it and didn't really feel like bothering with it. So I'm happy that I reached for it that many times. This next product I've had in the project for 2 months. This is the e.l.f. I believe moisturizing lipstick formula, and this is in the shade Red Carpet. e.l.f. never puts the information you need on the actual packaging of their products, so I have no idea what this line is called, but I believe it's the moisturizing lipstick, and I believe also that they're like either phasing them out or they are already discontinued. This was an item I got as a gift with purchase, so I didn't really value it, I guess, enough previous to reaching for it in this project. It was something that I overlooked in my collection, so I set myself a goal to use it 10 times. It is more of a challenging kind of color because you can see it's like almost a true red. It's got a slightly blue undertone, but it is, you know, something that's very vibrant, very statement. So I set myself a goal to use it 10 times, which I feel like is extremely generous because it's one of those things that I don't really tend to reach for on that frequent of occasions. But last month I had reached for it a total of only 2 times, and thankfully today I've now reached for it an additional 4 times, bringing me up to 6 uses. Today I have actually the balm kind of component on here. So there's, oh my gosh, why is this so difficult? There's this bottom little lip balm underneath of it, and I'm wearing that mixed with the Bite lipstick actually today, so that it gives it a little bit more of a softer kind of color. It's not a full-on red impact, but it's more of a soft wash. And I mixed that with that Bite lipstick today on my lips, and I really like this combination. So today is the 4th time that I'm wearing it, and I think it pairs really well with the tones that are on my eyes as well. And I had never used the balm prior to today, so I'm glad that I finally reached for it. I've also actually been enjoying reaching for this in combination with this lipstick right here. This is also by e.l.f. and this was also a gift with purchase. This is in the shade Praline, and I've been mixing this color with that red to wear as more of like a muted kind of fall kind of red as opposed to like a bright summery kind of vibrant red. And I really like this combination as well. Maybe I'll just swatch it. So you can see it kind of just helps to tone it down a little bit. It's more of like a terracotta kind of red clay kind of color versus this one is so juicy, and they really neutralize each other very, very well. So I've been really enjoying kind of finding ways to integrate this into my looks without it being just that bold red color, but making it something that I can kind of play with and kind of mix up with other lipsticks in my collection in order to fit the look that I'm kind of trying to achieve. And then the last product I have here is the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek in the shade Werk. I rolled this in my last update, and I set myself a goal to use this 20 times because it was something that I felt like was a pretty neutral color. I could probably get a ton of use out of it. I can wear it on the lips and cheeks, as the name suggests. And it was something that I was not familiar with at all. Like, I think I put it into a Shop My Stash when I first got this last year, and I think I maybe put it on my face 1 to 2 times. It was really just being neglected in my collection. And 20 uses I thought was going to take me several months, but actually today I'm wearing it for the 19th time. So I am going to just roll it out of this project because I virtually have reached that goal, and I exceeded my own expectations of how much I was going to reach for this and enjoy it. I have been loving wearing it as like a just soft wash of blush on my cheeks, as well as just a beautiful kind of neutral nude kind of color on my lips. It has been such a treat to reach for, actually. I'm really happy to have this in my collection, and I'm happy that I kind of gave it another chance because I had never really used it in the past. So although I didn't really technically use it the full 19 times or 20 times, I have reached for it 19 times, and that's pretty good. I'm not going to leave it in the project just to use it one additional time. I just don't see the point in that because I have already shown myself that I can get the good use out of it, and I really did like reaching for it. So I'm ready to kind of move on to something else in my collection. So I'm really excited because I will be rolling out the Milk Cream Blush, even though I'm 1 use short of my goal. And then I will be rolling out the Charlotte Tilbury Chubby Stick as well. So I'm going to be rolling in 2 new items. I have decided to kind of switch things up, and one of the items is a usage goal, and then the other item is actually going to be something I'm going to try to finish off. So I'm kind of changing up the ratio of like use up versus usage goals. But seeing as we're getting kind of closer towards the end of the year, I'm realizing I may not have the opportunity to roll any new items into the like use up kind of category. So I just want to ensure that I get good use out of the item that I'm focusing on. So yes, why don't we talk about the item I'm going to try to use up? And I don't see it being a challenge whatsoever. It's just if I don't put it in a project pan, I'll let it just sit in my collection and I'll forget to reach for it. So this is the Milani Prime Light Primer. This is an illuminating primer. It's actually so beautiful, but very soft. It's not a full on like glowy kind of highlighting kind of primer, but it does offer a soft luminance to the skin. And I had it in my 30 by 30 project earlier this year, and I used so much of it. I'm pretty sure I used like this much product in 30 uses because I was not only using it on my face as a primer, but I was also mixing it into my foundations, and I was wearing it like on the front of my legs or even on my shoulders sometimes to give my skin a little bit of a healthy glow without it looking highlighted, because this is very soft. It's like a soft gold, but it doesn't have any sort of definitive shimmer. So sometimes when I wear like this Colourpop thing right here, the Super Shock Cheek there, it does look glittery sometimes. Like you can definitely tell that I'm wearing something, but when I wear this Milani product, it just offers this really healthy shine that just looks so natural and glowy and juicy and delicious. And yeah, so I've been able to really use it many ways through the 30 times that I was focusing on it in that project. And now I've come to realize I'm so close to done. I only have this much product left in here. And I kind of am motivated to get it out of my collection now because I do have 2 other, let me grab them, 2 other glowy primers that offer very similar effects, the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow and then the Vesca Beauty Soft Sun radiant skin. So why do I need 3? I don't even need 2, but I definitely don't need 3 of these. So I'm gonna work my way through this one, seeing as it's really close to empty, and I have come to really enjoy it through the previous project that I was focusing on it in. So I'm gonna get that used up for sure. This is actually the only like completion product in this project now that I'm pretty confident I'll actually be able to use up by the end of the year. And then I'm going to be rolling in a product with a usage goal as well. This product I forgot was in my collection until recently. I've had this craving for like a stick, like a creamy stick kind of concealer, and I've talked about it a couple times on my channel already, that's something that I kind of think would be really nice for under my eyes and would offer coverage, and it might sit a little bit nicer, be a little bit more malleable under the eyes. So I've had that craving and that urge, and I never really thought about using this product right here. This is the Colourpop No Filter Stix. This is actually a full coverage foundation stick. I have mine in the shade Light 67N, but over the past few days, I've actually reached for this as a full-on foundation, but also as a more targeted concealer as well, and I've been really enjoying it. It's a great shade match for me, maybe a touch too neutral. Maybe I need something a tiny bit more warm, but I do think that this is something that I can wear over the coming months, and maybe not in the like full-on dead of winter. It might not work for me then, but it should be good for the next coming months as I kind of lose my summer color. And it's something that, yeah, I had forgotten about, and I've come to actually really see a value in as of late. So I've worn it as a full-on foundation, like I said, but I kind of just put a few quick strokes on my face, and then I rub it in with my hands. Generally, I'll have some sort of like hydrating primer underneath of it, or just my sunscreen underneath of it, and it blends into the skin so beautifully. And then I can use it more targeted with a brush underneath my eyes for a full-on, full coverage kind of concealer. And it's been really great. So I want to set myself a goal to use this. Why have I not thought about this? I want to kind of challenge myself with this one, because there is still quite a bit of product in here. And I don't expect that I'd be able to finish it up in this project, but I do want to set myself a steep goal. So when it comes to a complexion product, would it be crazy for me to try to use it 40 times? I don't see that being a problem. I'm gonna try to use it 40 times. That's a lot. That's a lot for me. Generally, I do like 10 to 20. And then one other product I tried to use 50 times in this project. And for the most part though, I keep it pretty low, but I'm gonna try to use it 40 times. It hasn't been used in like 2 years, so other than the last couple days. So that will be really great. But that is absolutely everything. 2 new roll-ins to this project, which is great. Definitely check out the description box for all the other information about this project pan. Go check it out over on Instagram. The hashtag is PartnersInCream2021. And in the end cards coming up, there will be the project playlist as well as the 2 project creators. So definitely go check everyone out. That is everything. Thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.